Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to episode number 57 of GoRainbowRadio.com. I am your host, Tim Quarmall, once again podcasting from the fabulous neighborhood of Logan Circle here in Washington, D.C. And GoRainbowRadio.com is sponsored by Cap Records. Be sure to check out my sponsor over at CapRecords.com. That's CAPPRecords.com. You can also check out their MySpace page over at myspace.com/caprecords. Well, everyone, got a great show lined up for you this week. My guest this week is Isaac Angel, who is a fantastic dance music artist who's worked with some of my former guests here on Go Rainbow Radio, such as Gaz Reynolds and Leo Frappier. So we'll be with Isaac very shortly after we do this week's weekly gossip brief. So Dennis, Orlando, take it away.
Is this the truth?
Hi, boys and girls. This is Orlando.
And I'm Dennis.
And welcome to this week's weekly gossip brief on GoRainbowRadio.com.
Well, back to the grind after a nice week away.
Yes, back to the grind. We want to start with congratulating all the podcasters that were nominated. So congratulations, everybody. Now, on to... Go ahead. What you got?
Nothing. This week is boring in Celebrityville.
Well, no, Nicole Richie was sentenced to 4 days in jail.
Poopy doopy.
On Friday. And 3 years probation.
Well, good for her.
So, she got lucky.
Well, according to TMZ, there's an identity theft ring that preys on Paris Hilton.
Oh, Lord.
The postal villains used celebs' personal information to make up fake checks and apply for credit cards. Reports local CBS affiliate KYW. Victims of the mail fraud include Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston, and J-Lo. Next, your turn.
Okay. Tyra Banks' brother is
Devin.
with the Devin Banks. He's with the United States Air Force, and he's being deployed to Iraq on August 9th. So Tyra blew a big bash for him in New York City Friday, a going-away party, and she's very bothered by that. But he'll be fine. We'll keep him in our prayers. And you know the reason why Tyra Banks' show is coming to New York?
Why is Tyra Banks' show coming to New York?
She's dating a 51-year-old New Yorker who works in a big financial firm. And just to be closer to him, she's moving to New York, so she's doing her show from New York.
We'll have to get tickets.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
James Brown. The godfather of soul, James Brown, was named the real father of 2 more children on Friday. He publicly acknowledged 6 children, but new DNA testing revealed that LaRonda Petit and another unidentified individual are also Brown's kids.
Mm-hmm. He's got about 25 children. Robin Roberts, surgery a success. In case you all wonder who Robin Roberts is, she is... Oh, that's the kitty we have. She's the Good Morning America co-host. She successfully underwent surgery to treat breast cancer this Friday. The 46-year-old GMA gabber is reportedly already home from the hospital. This past Tuesday, Roberts announced on the air that she was diagnosed with the disease and revealed that GMA film critic Joel Siegel's battle with cancer promoted her to get checked out. So our prayers are with you. Good luck, Robin. I love her. She's got a great personality, and hopefully she'll be back on the air very, very soon. And what else do we have here? Let's see.
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson was sued. Nazi paraphernalia, African masks, and skeletons. Oh my. Freaky deaky rocker Marilyn Manson is being sued by bandmate Stephen Bear Jr. for allegedly misusing band funds to purchase odd ephemera. And ex-wife Dita Von Tess's engagement ring.
Wow. Did you see how much that costs?
Mm-hmm. Among the items, Bear claims Manson purchased on his dollar SS typewriters, swastika wall tiles, the skeleton of a 4-year-old Chinese girl, sick, taxidermy models, and Von Tess's pricey $150,000 rock. You go, girl. You better sell that. And guess who just got married?
Why, Usher.
Mm-hmm.
The couple, who are expecting their first child this winter, were reportedly married in the Atlanta office of the singer's lawyer. That's way different from the over-the-top affair they had originally planned, according to reports. Usher and his bride were to celebrate their union at the New York home of music tycoon L.A. Reid. Celeb Chief Jean-Georges.
That would be Jean-Georges Vangenkirchen, who was
had been hired to whip. Hey, that's mine.
Foster. What's his fiance's name, by the way? Because you didn't say it.
Tamika Foster. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Anyway, where was I before you rudely interrupt me? Okay. Jean-Georges Vangenkirchen had been hired to whip up the wedding feast, and singer Robin Thicke and others were lined up to perform. The wedding was so extravagant, the couple spent $10,000 in invitations alone.
Okay, good. Next.
You always ruin my mind. Ooh, look at the Ava Longoria.
No, it's nothing.
There's a baby suit you can buy from Ava Longoria.
Reese and Ryan together again. Nearly a year after Blonde Power pair Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillips split up, the pair may be coupling up again. Last week, Reese and Ryan were spotted having lunch at LA Eatery à Voltaire Santé, one of Reese's favorite spots. And a source tells the pair have been taking morning runs together down at the posh Brentwood Country Club. Now they're just horny.
And after last night's dinner, we did some runs during the morning.
Yeah, we did some runs during the morning after last night's dinner.
That's nasty.
That's really disgusting. Anyway, folks, that's it for this week's weekly gossip brief. We'll have more stuff for you next week. It was kind of a boring week. So,
you're Orlando.
Saying farewell. I'm Orlando.
And I'm Dennis.
Have a good week. Bye.
Well, thank you, Orlando and Dennis, for this week's weekly gossip brief. You guys rock as always, and we here again at Go Rainbow Radio appreciate all that you do. And for those of you out there listening on Radio Gay International Network, I hope that you will tune in and check out the website over at GoRainbowRadio.com. And you can also check out my personal podcast and blog site over there at timcorrimal, that's CORRIMAL.com. Well, and I did want to say that the podcast award nominations are in. The voting is happening. There's only a few days left, so go on over to podcastawards.com and vote for your favorite podcast. We did not make the nominations this year, but a number of other great gay and lesbian podcasts did, so go on over there and cast your vote for your favorite podcasts this year. Also, I did want to give a very special shout out to JT from Don't Drop the Soap, the Real Men Wear Pink, and JT Online Podcasts. He had me on Don't Drop the Soap on this coming up episode. So if you want to hear the interview with me, definitely go on over and check out don'tdropthesoap.org. And also check out his other podcasts, JT Online and Real Men Wear Pink. They're also on MySpace. You can search up for JT and find him right over there. So, JT, thanks for having me on. Well, everyone, my guest this week is Isaac Angel, and he, as I mentioned, is a fantastic dance music artist, and we're going to start out his interview with a song called Come Away, the radio edit. So Isaac and I will be with you right after this. And that was Come Away, the radio edit, and I'm joined today with Isaac Angel. How are you, Isaac?
How are you, Tim? Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure.
I'm doing just great, and it's great to have you on the show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about that song we just heard, Coming Away, the radio edit?
Well, Isaac Angel, as you said, and I'm actually currently based in San Francisco, California. Originally half Israeli, half Turkish, and currently I'm signed with a label in the UK called World Domination Records, WDR, and this Come Away was my first release that has been released with them, with WDR, back in 2005. And actually it was pretty entertaining that you opened the show with it.
Yeah, well, it was a great song. It was a really good song. And now you mentioned you're originally Turkish?
Half. My mother is Turkish.
Well, where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Israel, Tel Aviv.
Oh, okay. And so how did you make your way to San Francisco?
Years ago, when I decided that I need something bigger and wiser, so I packed my luggages and found myself in San Francisco, and I'm not going anywhere else. That's for sure.
It is a great city, indeed.
It's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
A fun, entertaining, like perfect artist city as well. So I'm here.
Why don't you tell us a little bit how you decided, what happened in your life that made you decide that you were a musician?
I think I was 5 years old because, ever since I was a kid, just like every other artist would tell you, I used to sing across the mirror. I used to sing holding to my mother's, deodorant or whatever. I used to sing all the time. And I had some, I had some musicians in my family as well. And, just hanging out with them and listening to them or watching them, just like, I was a part of the whole artsy activity among the family. And I raised to be one. So... But it wasn't until 2004 when I really decided that I was actually getting involved by being the singer itself, because I've always been involved in the creative world, in the production side of it, behind the scenes, behind the camera, behind the microphone. Mm-hmm. But 2004, I don't know if you're aware of it, the Eurovision Song Contest made me become more active. And ever since, I decided that why not try the front of the camera, the front of the microphone, and that's how I actually find myself singing.
Well, that's really cool. Now, you mentioned singing into your mother's antiperspirant can, like a microphone. I'm sure
just like a kid, like they all do that. Yeah, the microphone.
I'm sure singing in the shower and everything else. I think I've been there as well. So. Oh
yeah, a wide range. I have it all. Trust me, the whole collection.
So tell us then, what did you do when you decided to do this? I mean, did you pursue a degree in music, or did it just kind of you fall into it? Tell us a little bit about that.
I basically just fell into it because I did not study music. It's not that I'm I've attended a conservatory or anything alike. But back when I was around my 17 through my 20s, I did take some vocal lessons. But that was more into the musical / the opera technique. Mm-hmm. And, I have some training in that sense, but, that wasn't what I really wanted to pursue. I was more into the pop, disco / house genres. And I've grown into become like a producer, not a DJ though, but a producer in these areas. And when the Eurovision Song Contest came in 2004, and I've been commissioned to produce 8 different remixes for Turkey's entry that year. I've collaborated with many different producers from around the world, and that's how actually I found myself in studios more often and with people and producers that happened to hear me singing to the tune, and they were like, "Why don't you sing?"
Oh, okay.
And a dear friend of mine, Oliver Voigt, came up with Come Away. He wrote it, and we recorded it together. It turned out to be pretty cool, and next thing I know, it was packed and released.
Well, that's really cool, and I think it's interesting that you were just kind of singing along, and somebody heard you and said, "Hey."
Exactly, that's exactly the story. I mean, it sounds untrue, but that's exactly how it happened.
So you never had any type of vocal training or anything, huh?
Well, I did, as I said, between 17 to 20, but it was more towards musicals and operas.
Oh, right.
But I dropped it because it was way too technical and was like distinctively, reducing your genre to those categories only. Mm-hmm. So I dropped it, and now I can actually sing without that technique. So it's better and suits better the pop genre that I'm in.
Right. So now Well, tell us a little bit how you've kind of got into the producing side. I mean, how old were you when you got into the industry?
I think I was around 24, 5. That's when I used to live back in London at the time. And I got involved with, in the production business, in actually fashion business. That's where it all started. And from fashion, I switched to commercials, from commercials to jingles, and so on. And, well, I don't know, it's just like, coincidences. I think my life is pretty much, on the go. And it happens to be that everything I do is always on the go. It's play by ear. So it's very spontaneous, and, one door opens to another, and one path leads to another. So it just evolved.
So how do you find your music being adopted or being taken in the States versus Europe?
You see, it's actually a very good question, because in Europe it is much more easier than in here in the U.S. Because, I don't know what it is about the U.S. market that is a little bit more conservative about new genres or new sounds, or basically anything that is not in the hip hop, R&B, soul areas.
Anything that isn't Britney Spears,
Exactly. Anything that is not corporate. Let's put it that way. Anything is not hardcore corporate. It's really easy. Difficult to penetrate. And but slowly nowadays, basically, starting the East Coast, more and more acknowledgement has been started to accumulate, and I started to receive more and more attention, and the people tend to enjoy my music and add it to their playlist, whether if it's the radios or pod shows or college radios, and I tend to see the difference. Over in Europe, it's much more accepting, and also throughout my connections and my expertise and me being from there makes it also easier, because, they know me over there. However, in the U.S. it's still, a work to do.
Yeah, I'm sure. I just really wish that the dance music industry would sort of take off more here in the U.S., because there's so many great artists and great music out there. But, it's just people, maybe as we're switching to more and more podcasts and more online music sales, that these artists will have a much better chance.
Well, and that's the future. More and more artists are less printing CDs and physical, LPs and stuff. Everybody is switching to the digital world, basically, whether if it's podcasts, online radios, MP3 sales through the sources, and, everybody's over there. It's changing. It's evolving. The market, the industry itself is changing.
Absolutely. It really, really is. And now, are you going to be going to any music conferences, or have you participated in any music conferences in the past?
Well, no, not actually. No, I have not. But I'm actually planning, once my album's released, So Close Yet So Far, that's when I'm going to be starting a little European tour / East Coast, just to promote it. But at this point, I don't have the definite date of release, as this is a very strategical action that my label is planning. So I have to stick with their rules and their schedule. And I still have a few more songs to produce for the album itself. So more likely it will be next spring or so.
Okay, well, we'll be looking forward to that. The next song we were going to play from yours is a song called Temple of Romance, the radio edit. You want to tell us a little bit about that song before we actually play it?
Sure. Actually, Temple of Romance has been written and designed to be sung over on Eurovision Song Contest 2005, and it was elected to go to the national finals of Netherlands, the Holland, and it ended up being number 9 out of 200 plus contestants.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
If it had to win, then it would have represented Netherlands in the contest that was held in Athens, Greece. However, it ended up number 9, but I'm still proud of it, and people tend to like it. And it's very different than my regular genres.
Well, I think it's quite amazing that you made the top 10, and I would be very proud of that. So I congratulate you on that. And this is Temple of Romance, the radio edit. And that was Temple of Romance, the radio edit. And yes, as you were saying before, that was definitely a very, very different style than the typical dance music. But I actually really like that a lot. I like that the guitar opening and the beats, and very, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, very pop rock.
And you mentioned that made number 9 in the in that contest.
In the national finals of Netherlands, yes.
That's just phenomenal. So now, where has your music been played over the since you started putting it out there?
Well, everywhere. It's really amazing to see. My music has been like heavily played on many podcasts from around the world, and not necessarily radio shows or anything like. I mean, even sometimes like educational podcasts tend to use my music, and it's very honoring. I mean, literally. I mean, from high-tech podcasts to travel industry podcasts from Malaysia, Russia, U.S., you name it, everywhere. I mean, and I happen to, spend some time and research and find out where is my music being played on. And besides the radio stations and online radio stations, the podcasts is just like simply amazing. I mean, I really enjoy hearing, my tunes in different, podcasts and different kinds of podcasts. So it's kind of, gives me the honor to hear that. And I do, as I said, research Google all the time to see if I can find out something new, and I do. Every day something new adding there.
Well, that's just fantastic, and I'm so glad that so many artists are actually starting to turn to us podcasters to get their message out there, and I'm always glad to do that. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic tool. It's very entertaining, and more and more people tend to listen to them. It's even available on iTunes. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to ask you about that. Tell us about the songs that you have for sale now.
Of course, my first release was Come Away. That's been out there for a while now. My second release, Dark Lady, has been out with all its remixes. And then Temple of Romance has been out. I
was going to say, we're going to play Dark Lady in a little while, but...
oh, yeah.
But go ahead.
So Dark Lady has been out. Temple of Romance has just been released. And the latest release of all has been Getting Wild, which is actually a feature that I've done with a rapper, believe it or not, called DRB, yes. And it has been just released, and just last week it's been available on iTunes as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. So tell us then where people can go to buy your music besides, you mentioned iTunes. Where else, what other places can it be bought?
For Europe, mainly it's HMV, and in the US there's Rhapsody, MSN Music, Yahoo Music, Napster, Walmart, I mean, Tower Records. They're everywhere. I mean, basically, if you type my name and add MP3 next to it, so you can see all the list of different stores that carry my songs.
Oh, cool. And also definitely on your own website, you can buy it at Isaac
Of course, on isaacangel.com. Yes, of course. I mean, all of them are available.
Well, cool. So now, have you been doing? Well, actually, I should ask you this: have you done any music videos yet?
Yes. Actually, we released not long ago the music video for Dark Lady that we released a few months ago. So it has been an animation video that tells the story perfectly, and it has been produced here in San Francisco by Grimhouse Productions, and it took roughly 2 months to produce the video and a lot of effort, and I hope fans, everybody else who watch it, enjoys it.
Well, cool. Where can people go to watch the video?
It's on my website, among many other internet sources. Also on MySpace, both of my pages, which is myspace.com/Angel Isaac or myspace.com/Isaac Angel Street Team.
Tell us a little bit about what that site is, the Street Team site.
The Street Team is basically a page on MySpace that has been created and maintained by my fans, which I'm thankful to them. They're doing great. They're my best supporters, and they follow me and know about me more than I do. Believe it or not. Seriously, I mean that page is updated to the point where I don't even know where they get that information from, but it's all true.
That's funny.
Seriously.
They're your own paparazzi.
They're my own paparazzis, and they're very active, I may say. I mean, and I'm thankful to them. I really appreciate every single fan out there, and I really love what they're doing for me, and I really, really, really honor it.
Well, cool. Now, so now are you have you done any performing of your songs in the past, or are you planning to do any in the upcoming months?
I have done few performances here in San Francisco locally, and I am planning to do a little, as I said earlier, a promotion tour once the album's going to be coming out, which is around spring of 2008.
Okay.
And until then, it's not that I'm ready for it, because I'm concentrating on the album currently.
Right. So we'll be looking forward to what you got coming up in terms of your traveling. Now, about how much time do you spend in the studio to produce each song?
Each track, I mean, it all depends. I mean, but on an average, I would say anything between 4 to 7 weeks easily.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's just like for one track, and then starts each remix of the same track. So basically, when you look on a maxi single that I currently have, like 2 of them, Dark Lady and Come Away, each of them has been at least like 6 months to produce.
Wow.
Including all the different remixes, because I tend to collaborate with many producers from around the world. So it's really getting difficult to, it's time consuming to get everybody together and work on a project nonstop. So it takes approximately 6 months per maxi single to come out.
Well, that's. I wish you the best of luck. That's a lot of time. And now
Thank you.
You mentioned earlier that your album's coming out. What's the name of the album going to be?
It's called. I already know what's going to be called. It's called So Close Yet So Far. Mm-hmm. And it has Dark Lady in it, definitely, and many other songs, and I'm still working on it. It's not finished, so hopefully by spring it will be out.
Well, cool. Well, we're going to play another song of yours called You Know All Right, the radio edit. You want to tell us a little bit about that before we play it?
Sure. You Know All Right actually is, right now for the audience, it's going to be a bonus track, because it's actually not released and has been included to be released in the album when it comes out. So, You Know Right is a song that I wrote the lyrics for, and has been in the production with my friend Kfir Nahum, who is an Israeli producer, and then and it was produced in Netherlands. So I hope you like it. It's very 80s pop tune that has some house beat to it, and it many people, as they heard it, they say it has a lot of Pet Shop Boys / Erasure to it. So,
all right. So this is You Know All Right, the radio edit.
Bright
And that was All Right, the radio edit. And yes, as you mentioned before, that did definitely have a very 80s feel. I liked that quite a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself sort of? Is that when you sort of fell into really liking the poppy dance music? Would it be? Do you feel more 80s feel or 90s or tell us about?
Well, I tend to like disco music. That's something I really am into, and anything that I would produce or sing or would like to sing must have some kind of a 70s, 80s disco tune to it, or at least a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to concentrate on that fusion, and I bring the pop disco spirit and mix it up with today's dance beats, and that turns out to be my songs, my genre, my collection. So I'm a disco boy.
All right. Well, one of the questions, and regular listeners of the show will recognize this because I always try to ask this. I always like to ask guests if they've done any benefit fundraising or if they're planning to kind of give back to the community for the support that we give them. And I was wondering if you could tell us what you've got in the works.
Well, yes, I am signed up with a benefit that I currently cannot really reveal much information about,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a very important benefit for AIDS,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really proud of be a part of it. And for those who are listening out there, just so that they know, in case anybody is seeking some artist help for a benefit, I would be more than happy to assist and be a part of it because I like to return back to the community.
Well,
give it back to the community.
That's great, and definitely we'll be keeping an eye out for when you can release those details about where you'll be performing for that HIV/AIDS benefit. And again, if any of you listeners out there are looking for some artists to be involved in a benefit, you can definitely contact me or contact Isaac. If you contact me, I'll put you in touch with him. So definitely, I wish you the best of luck with that. So now,
thank you very much.
Now, you've only been sort of in the music or in the singing side of the production for about the past 3 years. Where do you see your career going from here after you get your album out? What do you want to do from there on?
I will sing and sing and sing and hopefully produce even others. But I actually want to do my main goal, my ultimate goal is to do a soundtrack for a movie.
Oh wow! Okay, tell us about your thoughts about that. What makes you want to do that?
It's just amazing. It's if you happen to do music for a movie, there's a lot there. I mean, you actually tell a story with your music. You tell emotions. You just become what many people watch and want to see, and you actually translate to their feelings, whether if it's from the production team, the production side of it, or actually the audience side of it. So it's an amazing experience, and that would be my ultimate goal, to be able to do a soundtrack for a movie.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck in that. That's just quite amazing. Now, did you have any shout-outs for anyone you wanted to thank over the course of your career?
Well, of course. Oliver Voigt, that's my first release ever, and without him, I don't think that I would be able to do what I'm doing right now. My label, WDR, and Gaz Reynolds, who owns the label. He's an amazing friend, amazing person. And John Durrell, who is actually Dark Lady's writer, composer, and Cher, for her to have this song a major hit back in the 70s and allow me to redo it today. And my thanks to all of my fans and my family, as they say.
All right. Well, I did want to mention that I did have Gaz on the show a few weeks ago, so if you want to go back and listen to that episode, that was a really good interview with World Domination Records. And now, we wanted to close out and talk a little bit about, you mentioned Dark Lady. I want to just ask you, before we get into that discussion, if you can just kind of run through again how the listeners can contact you if they want to get in touch with you.
Sure. Through my website, of course, the easier way would be www.isaacangel.com, or my MySpace page, which is myspace.com/AngelIsaac, or through my fans and their website, which is myspace.com/IsaacAngelStreetTeam. These are the sources where anybody could contact me, and I actually happen to read my emails, and I actually am very responsive, so I would reply to everybody.
All right. Well, so definitely, if you're interested to contact Isaac, go out and check out those sites. Now, we mentioned several points in the interview, Dark Lady, and this is a cover of the original Cher tune, Dark Lady. If you're old enough to remember that from the 1970s, a very, very, very popular Cher song. Now, tell us how this song came about, how you ended up falling into this opportunity.
That song was a song just like you described, a song that I've always loved and enjoyed listening to ever since I was a kid. One of my favorites of all time. And I just said, why it hasn't been redone by anybody all throughout these years. You know, nobody ever touched it. And I was thinking, and I was like, well, maybe I should do it. And I contacted John Durrell, who is the writer of the song, who is the person who holds the rights to it. And when he heard me willing to redo it, he was so supportive and so happy. And with his blessing, I decided to redo it and recover it. And that's how it started. And it turned out to be really cool. And he himself and Cher, I know it through him, that have enjoyed listening to my versions, and they wish me the best with it. And so far, it's been doing very well.
Well, that's just fantastic, and I'm glad Cher enjoyed it. So.
Oh yeah, that was really scary for me because when I knew that she was going to listen to it, I couldn't wait. I literally hadn't slept for 2 days.
I'm sure you were shaking in your boots.
I was shaking, literally. And then when the call came in, I was like, oh my God, this is the truth time. And John was on the phone saying that she listened to it and she really liked it. And I was like, wow, thank you very much.
That's great. That's just fantastic. And we're going to play Dark Lady, but before we do that, I just want to wrap up and say you've been listening to episode number 57 of Go Rainbow Radio, and I'm Tim Koramal, your host. You can always send me an email at timkoramal@gmail.com. That's CORRIMAL. You can send me a message over at MySpace, myspace.com/Go Rainbow Radio. All of the normal Facebook, Twitter, all these types of things. I'm Tim Koramal on all those things. And also, please call the listener line at 202-657-4277. Leave me a message and let me know how you like the show. And if you want to get in touch with Isaac, you can contact him or contact me. So we're going to close out the show today with Dark Lady, the radio edit. And Isaac, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. And thank you for all the listeners out there, and all the best. Thank you very much. It's been a great show.
All right, and this is Dark Lady, the radio edit. Isaac, have a great day. Listeners, have a great day, and we'll see you all next week.
On the back seats and music till the brew was gone. Dark Lady played black magic till the clock struck on the 12. She told her more about her than she knew herself. So she ran home and crawled in her bed. Couldn't sleep because of all the things she said. Then she remembered her strange perfume and how she smelled it once she was in her room. So she sneaked back and caught her with her man, laughing and kissing till they saw the gun in her hand. Next thing she knew, they were dead on the floor. Dark Lady would never turn her card up anymore. Dark Lady laughed and danced and lit the candles one by one. Danced to her gypsy music till her brew was done. Dark Lady played black magic till the clock struck on the 12. She told her more about her than she knew herself.
GoRainbowRadio.com, sponsored by Cap Records, a division of Cap Company.